Alright, so Muramasa, I've had my eye on him for quite a while now. I've seen him in, certain, I think, like big lore videos, maybe even like Lost Belts or something. I can't really remember, but I have seen him from like time to time appear. And then also, I just looked at the video from Saya, every Emiya from weakest to strongest. And someone just simply suggested, yeah, just keep on looking at more. And yeah, I was actually going to kind of do this anyways, just so I can know more about him. And then the, was it Emiya Alter, and then the other one from I think Fate Extra. Yeah, those three I need to know more, and I think there was another one that was in there. I think like probably 6 minutes in or something, 7 minutes. But there's definitely another one that I've never heard of before. But yeah, for now I'm gonna just start with Muramasa here. I like his design pretty much the most, and yeah, I just think he's pretty cool. So yeah, let's just see what type of tale Otaku has for us today. Hope you guys will enjoy this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and yeah, let's get this reaction started.
Or Warring States period of Japan is a time of rampant bloodshed. Samurai warriors, generals, and shogun incessantly strive to establish power through relentless military strife.
Oh, him with white hair, okay.
There is no solace. Instead, the landscape rings out with the screams of clashing swords. While the combatants steal the people's fear and attention, they cannot do so without the very blades they carry. Among these bloodthirsty weapons are the cursed swords of Senji Muramasa, perhaps the most iconic swordsmith in Japanese history. Born in the 15th century, Muramasa hones his craft as a student of Heianjo Nagayoshi, a swordsmith from Kyoto specializing in spears and engravings. He goes on to establish his own Muramasa school of swordsmithing in Ise province, producing blades dated to be as early as 1501. While Muramasa blades are acclaimed for their superb sharpness, they are feared as having inherited Muramasa's ill and maddened mind. The blades are seen as living beings that thirst for blood, unable to be returned to their sheaths unfulfilled.
Dang.
Swordsmen are driven to murder or claim their own lives in this endeavor. In many cases, Muramasa's blades are forged with demonic attributes in an attempt to create an ultimate blade capable of slicing not only organic matter, but also spiritual and conceptual targets with ease. Senji Muramasa's swords feature unusual characteristics in their craftsmanship. They are said to have Muramasa Ba, or Muramasa-like edges. During the hardening process, a visual effect is created on the blade, a pattern referred to as hamon. The pattern is the division between a katana's hardened section and its cutting edge. Muramasa's hamon are considered gunome midare, with random wave shapes and narrow valleys. His swords are also known for their nakago, a portion of the blade concealed by its handle. Muramasa's nakago appear to be shaped like fish bellies. While little is known about Senji Muramasa himself, it is safe to say that his swords represent his legacy.
Yeah, there you go.
Mortality. Before his blades,
that basically sums up his life.
Yeah. They were on the battlefield for over 60 years, while the Sengoku period comes to an end, with Tokugawa Ieyasu ushering in the Edo. The Tokugawa samurai, the Mikawa, favor Muramasa blades for their pristine sharpness. That is, until they leave a trail of misfortune in their wake. Ieyasu's grandfather, Matsudaira Kiyoyasu, is accidentally killed by his vassal with a Muramasa. Iwamatsu Hachiya loses his mind in a bout of drinking and stabs Ieyasu's father with another. Ieyasu's first son, Matsudaira Nobuyasu, is forced to commit seppuku and is beheaded by Muramasa. While Ieyasu admires and owns two of the blades, passing them down the Tokugawa line as family heirlooms, future generations of the shogunate come to think of them as sinister. For this very reason, Muramasa's swords become a symbol of rebellion for anti-Tokugawa factions. Senji himself, long after his passing, is considered a curse against the shogunate, with his blades being wielded in battle all the way through the Bakumatsu period and the Boshin War. The sword's popularity even inspires forgeries to satisfy demand. As a result, only one of these many fine blades is designated as an important artwork in Japan. The Myoho Muramasa, once possessed by Nabeshima Katsushige, first daimyo of Saga, can still be admired to this day. That said, Senji Muramasa has crafted more powerful and mysterious katana, such as the Muramasa Kishirai, bloodthirst legend in the sword soul, famously wielded by Yukimura Sanada. This blade transcends the realm of demons, instead being imbued by a minor god that attempts to control its wielder. From birth to death, it appears that Senji Muramasa is a man who dedicates his entire being to creating a sword that can purge hate, cleaving through karma and destiny. While nothing he's done in life is particularly heroic, his talents prove to be useful in preserving the human order. In the modern era, humanity struggles to preserve the human order by resolving anomalies across history. Such an anomaly occurs in a distorted version of Japan's Shimosa province. Amakusa Shiro Tokisada, a Japanese Christian tormented by having his fellow believers exterminated by the Tokugawa in the Battle of Shimabara, maniacally seeks to bring hell down upon the land. He gathers the many sacrifices of innocent people and heroic spirits alike in preparation for summoning Onreido Castle as a channel through which to conjure satanic hell. The planet's will to protect humanity, the Counterforce, summons Senji Muramasa so that he may prevent the oncoming disaster.
Yeah.
While presumably noble, this summoning is rather peculiar. Because Muramasa doesn't consider himself a hero, his saint graph is instead merged with a human body to manifest as a pseudo-servant. The mortal dragged in to serve as his vessel happens to be a young man named Shiro Emiya. In life, Shiro Emiya strives
That's
to
where
become a
that
hero
comes about.
with every fiber of his being. An orphan from a horrific fire in Fuyuki, Japan.
Oh, we know the
follows in
story.
footsteps of his mentor, Kiritsugu, in order to save lives across the world. His origin is sword, granting him a unique ability to trace into existence the swords contained in his mind. He confronts himself, steels his body and mind to endure the cruel implications of his heroic ideals, and pledges himself to the planet to gather greater strength. Shiro accomplishes this, naturally, with swords created from his conceptual workshop, a reality marble known as Unlimited Blade Works. Yet, with his own hands and his own swords, Shiro walks a path of unending bloodshed, tasked with killing the few to save the many. Despite being a savior, he does so standing atop a hill of corpses. In this regard, Shiro is the perfect heroic embodiment to merge with the likes of Muramasa.
Oh yeah.
They are of like mind and body, having shared similar lives and meeting similar ends. In fact, it is quite possible that Shiro is a distant descendant of Muramasa. After being summoned to Shimosa, Muramasa questions exactly why he's there. The Counterforce called upon him, but for what purpose? While searching, he witnesses as the day's blue sky turns dark, unleashing violent warrior ghosts that attack and slaughter a field of farmers. Muramasa rushes in and rescues the only two survivors, a young girl named Onwi and her infant brother Tasuke. Because their parents were killed in the attack, Muramasa decides to take the children in and act as their grandfather. Yes, while he sports a body in the prime of its youth, Senji Muramasa still thinks and speaks like an old man. He takes the children and makes home of an abandoned smithy, using a bounded field to protect his new hermitage. He reasons that he was summoned for his talents as a blacksmith and dedicates himself to forging more blades, hoping to realize his ultimate sword. In the attempt, he forges a cursed blade known as the Myojingiri Muramasa.
Okay.
Accidentally imbuing it with the conceptual
Yeah, I gotta hear that name again.
not most anything, but has the capacity to inflict harm on its user. While this katana is his greatest work to date, he deems it a failure. After about 2 months, the discarded sword finally finds its use, when Onui and Tasuke are on their way home. The sky grows dark once more, but this time the two are saved, not by Muramasa, but by Chaldea's master Ritsuka Fujimaru and the legendary swordswoman Miyamoto Musashi.
Oh,
Collectively,
Musashi.
they are pursued by an unkillable threat.
Okay, that might be
Hence
it.
Purgatorio, and wind up
Well, I've seen him in like lore
just outside
videos.
Muramasa's hermitage. Disturbed by the combat, Muramasa enters the fight to save Onui and Tasuke. In life, he was never credited for participating in battle, but as a servant, he gains the skills of a saber. Using techniques meant for testing his blades, Muramasa dodges Lancer's spear and counterattacks with an art that blows his opponent's upper body apart. To his surprise, Lancer Purgatorio completely regenerates. With limited options, Musashi finds the discarded Myojingiri Muramasa and borrows it, ignoring Muramasa's warnings. Taking the chance to duel Lancer Purgatorio in earnest, Musashi battles her immortal foe to the death, ultimately landing a killing blow with her new sword, which slices straight through Lancer's curse of annihilation. As thanks for saving the children and demonstrating her sword skills, Muramasa gifts the cursed sword to her and winds up assisting Ritsuka's party as a consult. He offers them food, shelter, and advice as they investigate the heroic spirit swordmasters and ghostly warriors. This continues until Amakusa Shiro Tokisada is finally able to manifest Onreido Castle. Muramasa joins Ritsuka's team in storming the castle, where Amakusa Shiro reveals his plan to bring the hell that was Shimabara to the entire world. As the party is surrounded by searing flames, Senji Muramasa realizes that he was summoned for this very moment. His purpose is to create swords, but he needn't remain at his hermitage to continue forging. Instead, he has the ultimate workshop with him at all times, Shiro Emiya's unlimited
the blade work, okay.
Through this reality marble, Muramasa uses the realm's countless blades to succeed in forging the ultimate blade, the demonic sword, Tsumugari Muramasa. It is a recreation of a famous sword in Japanese folklore, said to have been found during the Age of Gods, within the body of the vicious serpent, Yamata no Orochi. Sure enough, it can cut through bonds, fate, causality,
fate, okay. Cut through fate.
His skills have reached the territory of gods.
That's it right there, though. That sword, that's it.
The hell of Shimabara and Onreido Castle in a single slash, destroying Amakusa Shiro's ambitions.
Oh,
That said,
okay.
There is a cost in using such a divine blade.
I remember now some of
Muramasa
that.
is no god, and using a god's sword causes him to perish. Even so, he is satisfied with his creation, and glad to know that his sacrifice will pave the way for Ritsuka and Musashi to finish off Amakusa Shiro and bring peace for Onui and Tasuke. Indeed, with the help of the counterforce and Caldea's efforts, Muramasa's lifelong dream is concluded, his loved ones are saved, and the human order is preserved once more.
Oh, and that is it for this one. Okay, well, yeah, there we go. Muramasa. Okay, that is his whole story, and I guess I had to see more, but I guess I can kind of see like how he's in the middle, of that weakest versus strong, or weakest to strongest, lore video. Like, yeah, got in someone else's body. I mean, he may have unlimited blade works, but I mean, that's like pretty much as it goes for base Shido or regular human Shido. So he may have that, but that's basically going to be equivalent, and it just depends on how you use unlimited blade works. And then blacksmith and all. So yeah, and he's gonna have some type of experience with swordsmanship and all. But I think I'd had to, I can't even think. Like, I remember hearing something about someone slashing, like, whatever that is there, like castle. But yeah, I can't remember like where from, but I do remember him and was it Musashi, teaming up for something in like a lore video. I just don't know what it was. It might have been Musashi's or something else, but yeah, I had to go back or something to see where that was from. And yeah, him and Amakusa, I think I only knew about Amakusa because of Saya. Yeah, so basically the weakest and strongest, just got me, a whole bunch of questions answered and a whole bunch of, trying to figure out what's going on here and there. But yeah, I think Saya said something a little bit about that, and I'm like, oh, okay, so he, had an encounter with Amakusa, and I just looked at a lore video, so it's like, okay, I can kind of see how Amakusa could do this or that. I can kind of see his personality and how he would react. So I was like, okay, perfect. I already know about him, and then here we go, Muramasa, and it just. Yeah, fate, it just kind of comes all around like full circle. Like, once you really get into the lore and find out people's story, it just adds back together. It's like pretty much they all come back to the same thing sometimes, and yeah, you can see like, yeah, it's not all that much, you know. I mean, there's a lot of story, but it kind of comes back, you know, to about the same thing. Cause you can see here, like, it comes back to Shido, you know, like, yeah, having the body of Shido, you know, and then Unlimited Blade Works. It's like you already know about that, so it's like, here we go, it comes back to that. I already know about the story and everything. Let's see. Other than that, that should be it. And then, yeah, also that blade. See, I'll say that was kind of similar, like, to something. I was like, where is that from? And then, yeah, there you go, Musashi. Yep. Yeah, there's so many blades and stuff I gotta remember too, because I'm looking at Tuardu, or like a certain magical index and all. So yeah, I'm having to remember those type of blades or weapons and all, and then all types of other things. But yeah, it just comes around full circle. There we go. But I think that's about it. I'm gonna have like at least one more Muramasa, I think, from Saya, and then after that, I think I'm gonna do Emiya Alter after that. Or actually, no, I might do Emiya Alter after this one, and then just go on from there. So other than that, I think that's about it. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you like, subscribe again, and I'll just see you guys in the next one.